Rumors are that allegedly Kenya said no to NeNe's latest stunt. What was the stunt? And why did Kenya allegedly say no? Well, I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk? And welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified, so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about. And it centers around rumors that allegedly Kenya has said no to NeNe's latest plan. What was the plan? And why did Kenya say no? Well, I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more. And here it goes. Rumors are that allegedly Kenya has denied NeNe's plea for help to return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. The source said, Kenya is smart and saw right through NeNe's plan. Kenya understands NeNe is good for the show and wouldn't mind her coming back, but it's going to have to be through someone else. So what could have happened to NeNe's plan? Another source speculated that NeNe's motives to return could have been an issue. Maybe NeNe wasn't exactly clear on why she wanted back on a platform. Could it be to return back to the franchise and help restore the franchise back to its glory days? Or could it be to return and finish the job of burning the franchise to the ground? No one knows, said the source. But, however, the uncertainty could have been the primary reason why Kenya allegedly said no to NeNe's return. So, what is NeNe's next plan? Well, industry insiders suggest that NeNe may have moved on to seek help from Marlo with her big plan to return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. NeNe doesn't have many friends on this current cast, said the source. Too many bridges were burned, and everyone seems to want to stay away from her brand of drama. Much like Kenya, Marlo is very forgiving, but also has somewhat of a relationship with NeNe, even if it's flawed. Marlo, if she sees a benefit for NeNe to be back on the show, will probably be the only cast member to stick her neck out to help NeNe. But even that isn't guaranteed, said the source. Over the weekend, we saw the two hanging out and signaling that they may have kissed and made up, but sources can't confirm or deny their speculation. For now, said the source, however, it seems NeNe is ready to make a valid play at using one of the current cast members as her entryway back to the show. Another insider said, if that is NeNe's plan, then it's not very beneficial for Marlo, and here's why. Although Marlo struggled to find her voice last season, she has managed, according to sources, to have stayed very relevant in the group and doing group drama, which means tons of airtime for her on the upcoming season. So, if Marlo is smart, the last thing she will want is NeNe back on the show to suck all of the air out of the storylines, and 2, to make her irrelevant in the group dynamic, and 3, potentially have her demoted back to being a friend of the show. Now, kinfolk, when I got this news over the weekend that Kenya allegedly has told NeNe, no to helping her get back on the show, I was a little surprised. Because of this reason. Now, if you are to believe this rumor, because it's all rumors and speculation and alleged information at this point, but if you are to believe it, it is kind of surprising that Kenya would allegedly tell NeNe no to helping her get back on the franchise, since this summer when we saw Kenya pretty much stick her neck out and use her voice to say that if she could bring back another cast member, it would be NeNe. And that really wasn't surprising to a lot of people who are Kenya fans, because if you are a Kenya fan, then you know that this is not the first time Kenya has said this about NeNe. She has said this. She has said this about NeNe several times during several seasons when NeNe was not on the show. Even though they are, enemies or frenemies, Kenya is a person on the cast, from my sources are telling me, who's all about the betterment of the show. She's always about the better good of the franchise, and she oftentimes puts the franchise before her own narratives and her own storylines on the show. And that is a big reason why Kenya, my sources are saying, has allowed herself to be painted as the villain for so long, because she understood it was good for producers and it was ultimately good for the show. So Kenya giving NeNe props and wanting her back on the show is nothing very surprising, because Kenya understands how to make reality TV work and how to make it interesting and appealing to advertisers and to the audience. So I was surprised that she allegedly told NeNe no in helping her get back on the show. Now, here's the thing. I could see why Kenya probably ultimately said no to helping NeNe get back on the show. And it's for this reason. If you are to believe that NeNe's motives for getting back on the show may not have been clear for Kenya, or too ambiguous for Kenya to really stick her neck out there to get her back on the show, then you would probably think that maybe it was the fact that NeNe's intentions just were not clear enough. Because NeNe is a very, if you would like to say, I'm going to say for lack of a better word, can be very spiteful. And she can be very strategic as well. So one could probably think that maybe NeNe really wants to get back on the show to stir up drama behind the scenes, so that she could probably allegedly, get more information against Bravo and the network to use in a lawsuit, or to come back, as my sources say, bring the franchise down. That's all speculation, and we're not saying that's what she would do if she got a second chance to come back on the show. But however, when you're not very clear at your reasons for wanting to get back on a platform that you claim was allegedly very racist and mistreated you habitually, then one could think that, why do you want to come back? And if you can't state an obvious or real reason, then I don't know if it's worth putting my neck out there for you, because if it backfires, producers, the network, and fans will probably think, hey, I was in cahoots with you to get you back on the show to help burn the show down, or help, destroy the show and everything the show has stood for so many years, and the legacy that the show has built. So if that is the case, again, it's all speculation. I can see why Kenya probably would have told NeNe, thanks, but no thanks. I want you back, but I'm not in a position to stick my neck out there for you like this to get you back on the show. I do believe if NeNe probably came to her with a more strategic plan and a more clear ideology about how she wants to move the franchise forward, I definitely think Kenya would probably have been all aboard. Now, the next part of this rumor that I find very interesting, and it really shows who NeNe is as a person, is this. NeNe is very strategic. We can call NeNe one of the queens of reality TV. She's definitely one of the Real Housewives of Atlanta queens. OG. She is one of the faces who really pushed the Real Housewives of Atlanta through the stratosphere with her one-liners, with her over-top personality, and things of that nature. And much like Kenya, over the years, NeNe has learned this reality TV show game. She understands how to make headlines. She understands how to make friends. She understands how to make enemies. She understands how to take certain situations within the group and how to exploit them for her benefit, for more airtime. And, she understands all of those things. And quite naturally, because we all see her as a queen of reality TV. And so with that being said, NeNe allegedly, making up nice with Marlo, kissing Marlo and making up is a very strategic move, and it can be seen very shifty simply because back in the summer, early fall, NeNe just frequently alluded to the fact that Marlo had not been a good friend, and or that she has not spoken to Marlo in a long time, and that there really wasn't a friendship there. And so now, out of nowhere, they pop up. They're on social media. They're linking up. They're taking pictures. They're smiling. And now things seem to be all good in the hood. So that goes to show you one thing about NeNe, that she is able to put her petty differences aside if doing so is going to give her something in return. And kissing up to Marlo allegedly to get back on the show is a good benefit, or something that she really could get a lot out of if it means that she gets some airtime back on the show and ultimately gets her peach back. But again, my sources are saying, even though now that may seem like a logical route, it really isn't the best route for Marlo. And it's not the best route for Marlo because of this reason. Marlo probably at the end of the day wouldn't help NeNe get back on the show. And I say that because my sources are saying that Marlo has learned a great deal of how to make reality TV show work and how to make it work in her favor. My sources are telling me that last season, although rocky, this season, Marlo has proven herself to be a much better cast member and a much better producer of drama than she was last season. So for her to stick her neck out to bring NeNe back, it just seems very counterproductive. Right when you found your groove, right when you found your way around the shop, and now that you understand how to make things work in your favor, bringing someone in who does not share your same protection of your brand and who does not share your same ideology could be very risky, because they can come in, like my sources saying, come in and pretty much destroy everything Marlo has worked for and everything Marlo has learned. And to be honest with you, some people may say, well, last season Marlo found herself on an island unto herself, with Sanya only being one of her true friends, and then she might need some more backup. And to that I would say, true, but NeNe is not that backup. NeNe is not the quintessential sidekick. NeNe is a main attraction. She's the main draw. She is the star. And she knows these things. So she's not finna come back on the show and play second fiddle to Marlo to help Marlo advance her goals on the show and help Marlo to advance her image on the show. That's just not how things are going to play out if NeNe was to come back through Marlo. So, which brings us back to another very interesting detail. Can NeNe manage to get herself back on the show through any cast members? Well, my sources are saying this. NeNe, at the end of the day, just doesn't have a clear and precise route to return back to the franchise. Not through producers, not through the network, and really not through a cast member. And for my sources are telling me that, at the end of the day, because this is all rumors and all speculation and alleged information, but at the end of the day, my sources are pretty much unanimous when they say that even if a housewife really, really, really wanted to bring NeNe back and really had the power with producers or production to do it, it's just such a risky thing to stick your neck out there to do, simply because NeNe's brand is too toxic and her relationship with the network is too toxic. And you don't want to send the signal or the message that you are tethering yourself to someone who is so toxic, someone who want to, or seem like wanted to bring the entire network and franchise down. That's not a very good look for an employee to see for an employer to see their employee in. That's not a good light to look in. And so with that being said, a lot of this really is coming down to play as I need to do what's best for me, my placement on the show, and my brand on the show as well. Now, kinfolk, the thing about it is, would I like to see NeNe back on the show? Of course. I'm pretty much sure a lot of people would like to see NeNe back on the course. But it always, NeNe just really needs to sit down and have some more inner dialogue with herself and really reflect on what she did wrong to even begin to think of a pathway back. Because if you don't see what you did wrong to lose your position, it's going to be very hard for you to turn a ship around in your favor and get back on the show. But kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think. If you are to believe this rumor, which is just speculation and, alleged information at this point, do you think Kenya was right to tell NeNe no, I can't help you with getting back on the show? And do you think that maybe Marlo is the better route for NeNe if she wants to return to the franchise? Personally, I think the door is closed. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments section below. Alright, kinfolk, as always, if you've been enjoying this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I see you guys over on the next one. Peace.